from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
COVID-19 continues to affect blacks at a disproportionate level in Henrico, and thousands of refugees from Afghanistan are making their way to central Virginia. We'll have details in today's Henrico News Minute for Thursday, August 26, 2021. It's brought to you today by Henrico County CSB Prevention Services and in part by Chess Counselor LLC, helping students one move at a time, bringing chess and wellness programs to the community. Visit them at chesscounselor.com.
And now for the news.
COVID-19 cases in Henrico County continue to rise, as does the impact of the virus in a disproportionate way on black residents of the county. There are now an average of 114 new COVID cases daily during the past week, following 120 new cases yesterday. 2 new virus-related deaths among county residents also were reported Wednesday, following one Tuesday. Wednesday's victims were both white, one a male and one a female, one in his or her 50s, the other in his or her 80s or older. Tuesday's victim was a black woman, 80 or older. 2 county residents were hospitalized yesterday, one in their 20s and the other in their 30s because of the virus. That's 15 people who have been hospitalized in the county in the past 8 days with COVID. And of the 31 Henrico residents hospitalized with the virus this month, just more than half of them, 16, have been black, 10 have been white, 3 Latino, and 2 another race, according to Virginia Department of Health data. Also, of the nearly 2,100 confirmed cases reported this month in Henrico, at least 699, or just more than a third, occurred in blacks, who comprise about 30% of the county's population. Another 31% of cases this month occurred in people who did not report their race, and about 27% occurred in whites, who make up about half the county's population. Some good news is that blacks are getting vaccinated this month at a higher rate than all other races in the county, according to the data. Just more than 34% of the 9,200 people who have received their initial dose of vaccine this month were black. Whites accounted for about 29% of first doses, while Latinos comprised nearly 11%. You can read more about COVID and these data points at henricocitizen.com by clicking on COVID-19. Thousands of refugees from Afghanistan are arriving in central Virginia as part of the federal government's ongoing evacuation of that nation. Fort Lee, just south of here, is one of 4 initial bases chosen to serve as processing sites for the refugees after they enter the country. Now, yesterday, 2 other bases in Virginia, Fort Pickett, just southwest of Petersburg in Nottoway County, and the U.S. Marine Corps base in Quantico joined that list. Refugees have been cycling through Fort Lee for several weeks now and are expected to continue doing so into early next month. All refugees are entering the country through Dulles Airport in Northern Virginia, then being sent to one of the bases for a variety of screening and health care procedures, according to a senior administration official. Refugees who hold special immigrant visas indicating that they worked on behalf of the U.S. government in Afghanistan, or those who were in the process of obtaining SIVs, or family members of someone with an SIV or who had applied for one, or people who are among a group of Afghans deemed to be at risk by the U.S. government are among those who are being evacuated to the U.S. Now, once they're processed at a base, they are matched up with a resettlement group and begin the process of determining their next steps in America. In Virginia, there are 7 resettlement agencies, including Commonwealth Catholic Charities, which is based in Henrico's near West End. Congratulations are in order for 17 members of the Henrico Division of Police who were promoted during a ceremony yesterday. John Huff was promoted to the rank of Major, while Kenneth Burnett, Salvatore Muley, Ashley Robertson, and Colin Rooney were promoted to Captain, among other promotions. You can read the entire list of those promoted at henricocitizen.com by clicking on News and then Public Safety. Well, several state and federal tenant protections are active through this fall and into next summer. They're designed to help Virginians stay in their homes rather than be evicted. Through June 30th of next year, if someone in a tenant's household has experienced a financial hardship related to COVID-19, Your landlord may not take any action to get possession or evict for non-payment of rent unless the landlord gives the tenant a 14-day non-payment notice informing the tenant about the rent relief program. Unless the tenant pays in full, enters into a payment plan, or has already applied for the RRP, the landlord must apply for RRP on behalf of the tenant within that 14-day period. Tenants may apply for the program at www.dhcd.virginia.gov/RMRP. And you can read much more about this topic at henricocitizen.com by clicking on Community. U.S. Congressman Donald McEachin, whose 4th district includes Eastern Henrico, has announced the launch of his annual photography contest for the 2021. Contest invites constituents to submit photographs of the 4th district. It's open to all residents of the district, and the winner's photograph will be displayed in his congressional offices and on his social media platforms. If you want to submit a photo or two, you can visit mckeachin.house.gov/VA04-program/VA-04-photo-contest. And every week we give you a rundown of some of the recent property transactions in Henrico. You can view the list from August 11th through 17th at henricocitizen.com right now by clicking on News and then Property Transactions.
As we all strive to do our part during this extraordinary time, Henrico Area Mental Health serves as your local and public mental health agency, continuing to do its part. We all experience mental health challenges, especially during extreme challenging times.
It doesn't matter your age, gender, race, or ethnicity. Each person is affected differently. If you're a resident of Charles City, New Kent, or Henrico counties, and you, a family member or friend or someone you know, may need someone to talk to about the mental health challenges being experienced.
Do your part and call us at 804-727-8515. That's 804-727-8515. We're here to help. Remember, mental health is good health. Call Henrico Area Mental Health at 804-727-8515. That number again is 804-727-8515.
This message comes to you from Henrico County CSB Prevention Services.